Okay, I'm sharing screen. Okay, so I think we should be starting with a new org with some setup here, okay, and then we'll be starting slowly building our project, okay, and we'll be starting discussing each and everything that we'll be doing there, and about the project, like what things we are including in that project and why we are including, because the here the target of the project would be, guys, not the functionality to be very lucrative or something like that. The main target of that particular project would be to include everything that we need to discuss here, okay, as part of admin sessions, okay, because development is fine. Development you can perform for any object or any application, right? So development is not concerned about, but for admins what happens, that you need at least one project to understand all the things, right? Because admin is volatile here, right? It keeps changing, right? Because development is having firm ground, right? They're having solid concepts, and based on that concept you will be developing. But admin is not like that. Admin is having each day a new thing coming up, right? So we filtered out some basic things, okay, and some advanced things, okay, and some ultra advanced things, right? Those things combined, we have created this particular course, right? So on that application, what you would be seeing, and you'll be seeing all the functionality that an admin should be knowing, okay, included in that application, okay. So main target of that application, hotel management system, was to include the functionality that we need to discuss here, so that once we create it here, okay, and we can discuss it here, okay, and we can demo it here. So that's what the main target is, okay. So you guys will be getting document time to time to enhance that application, and it is expected that you guys are also building that application at your end, okay. So initial structure, starting from initial structure till the full packaging, okay, the application will be going up, okay. And meanwhile, you guys will be getting assignments also related to that application, okay. So most of the things I will be showing you how to do that. But just like, if you need to perform several entities or several operations, similar to one that I'm showing it to you, that you guys need to do all those, right? I'll be showing you at least one, or if it is required, maybe two, like consider quick actions, right? Those buttons. So I'll be telling you to create one, two, okay, what all types are global, local, and all. Then rest you will be creating what will be there in the document. So for that, you'll be getting document, and for each and every topic you'll be getting document. Okay, so that's how we'll be conducting. Now, this is my older org that has almost each and every configuration enabled for those sessions. Okay, so we can conduct development here, but not admin. That's what I guess. So we'll be creating a new org along with you guys who are new also, right? And who are known, they might have already an org with them, right? So that's fine. So we'll be creating a new org, and you guys can create new org also. If already created, don't worry. If those who have not created, they will, you can say, see here, and they can create it. Okay, so I'll close this org, and let's get there to create a pre-dev org. Okay, and developer edition, I think this should be the link. They moved here and there. So I already have passed this link, I guess, guys. Okay, again I'm passing this link, okay. Maybe that would be there in the PPT also, I'm not sure. That should be uploaded. We'll check the link, okay, and share it. So here you, this is not, here you need to basically put the information. I think they have changed the login page a bit, but here you need to paste the information. Okay, so let's put it here. I will be putting some. Okay, and you create that also. Here you can put any company. It's not like that you need to put some real company where you are working on. It is just symbolic that because in organization also company name is used somewhere, like to identify for which company the org is being used and all. Okay, so I basically put learning or something like that. Yeah. And then agree and yeah. Hmm. And then you need to wait for the email, I guess. Okay, so page has not changed. It can take some time. Okay, meanwhile let's discuss those documents that you guys will be having. Okay, so let's discuss about some index also, right, that we have. So we'll be starting with some introduction. You'll be getting document on that also. I'm not sure if I have shared or not right now, but older documents are shared. I'll tell Mandeep to share those links also, right? So you'll be getting those links for the basics that we discussed till now, okay, and whatever we discuss, and further what we'll be discussing through the document, okay. So like navigation and everything that I had to show in the org, like that's how the org is looking and everything, okay. And then later we'll be discussing what are the instances that we have of a and Salesforce, all right, and then later additions and everything. So that's something theory that you'll be getting. You can say document on also, and we'll be discussing that also. Why we have additions, why Salesforce has additions there, and why we have different environments and all right. So to create a pipeline and everything. Okay. Meanwhile, till then we'll be learning the development means the configuration. Okay. So after that, we'll be starting with data model. Okay, so how to create the metadata and everything. Okay, so that we'll be discussing. Okay, and then data oriented operations on data automations, a bit automations, the initial level that we do on the object level. Okay, and after that we'll be having security and access, we'll be having automations. Okay, so full-fledged automations, you can automate anything that is there in the Salesforce that we'll be doing here apart from Apex triggers. Okay, so Apex triggers will not be covering here. We'll be covering development sessions. Okay, so apart from that, all automations will be covering, and the focus will be on flows. Okay, and we'll be discussing a bit about process builder and workflows. Those are going to be retired. Okay, so we will be telling you just like these are legacy technologies. We will be considering it. Okay, but if someone is there in the organization, if they want some more information, that's exclusively that we'll be discussing. Okay. After that, we this is the last part that we'll be discussing about the sales application. Along with that, whenever it's needed, like whenever we have to take some insights or we need to discuss some insights regarding the features and functionalities of the Salesforce, we'll be taking you can say example of our Sales Cloud. Okay, so a little bit idea you'll be having of Salesforce for those who don't have knowledge of you can say Salesforce yet. But if you have knowledge of Salesforce a bit also, you should be aware of Sales Cloud functionalities also. Okay. So there also we'll be discussing a bit about Salesforce Sales Cloud also. Okay. Then we'll be discussing this as part of you can say data management. Okay. So we'll be seeing the mass data import, export, and some tools to uh, basically work with data. Okay, so will be what we use in our day-to-day life. That tool will be uh, sharing with you, and you guys can use those also, right? We'll be training you on that also. Okay. Then on data also, we'll be learning the analytics, okay? Like report dashboards, standard features by Salesforce. We'll be discussing on that also, okay? Then customization, obviously, we'll be discussing. This customization is not about development, guys, okay? So because we said development with the word customization also, okay? So we tell like, it is customization and configuration means developer and admin. So it is not that customization. It is customization means once you are exposing your object to front end, how you'll be doing that, right? So these are the some topics we have noted down. Obviously, we are having more topics also. Just it's an overview. So in admin, it is like one topic is having several topics inside it. Okay, so we have sub index also, what we are discussing and everything. So we have sub indexes also, right? So that's how it will go. It is just an overview that you are having. Okay. Then managing environments, that will be, you can say, exclusive sessions for us where we'll be discussing how basically we migrate things between orgs. Okay, since this would be admin session, okay, here we are not going to use any IDE for now, so we'll be showing you a chain set, okay, for now. And then later some deployment tools also you can use. Maybe one tool I'll be suggesting you, but it would be some brief because any tool get expertise on that particular tool is totally a big basically chunk itself, right? So we'll be telling you some part of it, how you can do it, right? And then later you guys can basically figure out which one to use, or if your organization is using some other tool like GearSet or some other, right? So we'll be telling you that chain set basically will be showing that is a standard deployment tool we have, right? So one session we'll be having there, I'll be showing you chain set, how to deploy things there, right? Then later some advanced part like packaging and everything I'll be showing you. So you'll be learning packaging also, but 1 GB packaging, okay? So we have two type, 1 GB, 2 GB, second generation, first generation. But second generation is basically not possible to cover here. Okay, so we'll be telling you first generation packaging, that is also basically done in your org. Okay, as a standard tool available. Second generation packaging is done using IDE, means your VS Code and CLI. Okay, so that we are not going to cover here. Okay, so that part, once your application is finished and everything, your application is working fine, okay, we'll be packaging it. Then you can move here and there if you want. Okay. Then we'll be having some discussion about how you can use some standard tools to do activity managements, like chatter and everything that we have. So a bit discussion we'll be doing for that also. Okay, mobile app. Then we'll be having some, you can say, exclusive features of Lightning that will be discussing throughout the course also, because we'll be basically focusing into Lightning part, not in the classic. Okay, but sometimes it would be necessary to show you things in the classic also and Lightning also, right? So at that time I will be switching, but most of the time, more than 90% will be staying into the Lightning. Okay, so because that's the future. Classic is also, I'm not sure Salesforce will be Salesforce already stopped providing service for classic. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Okay, so later they are going to retire that also. Okay, so Lightning would be the future. So Lightning mostly will be discussing, okay, with customization of user interface and everything. Some topics I have noted down, but it's not like that. We'll be discussing everything. Okay, everything, how to create, how to manage, everything will be doing. Okay, app exchange and everything will be showing you how to install application. I think some part we have got, but that's part of, you can say, just work through. Okay, so everything that we have covered as part of our walkthrough, right, till now, till yesterday's session, we will be covering again according to this index in detail. Okay, so that was just a walkthrough, just to get someone who is new in this, you can say, batch, um, get the familiarity with the org, familiarity with the technologies and everything, right? Now we'll be discussing everything in the deep. Some concept of just like, this uh, object creation and everything, okay? That we'll be doing from scratch for our application, okay? That will be doing there, okay? Then next is maintenance, troubleshoot everything. So once you get issues in your system and how to track those, where how basically you get day-to-day activities managed, what are the tasks that you'll be getting, what type of issues you'll be getting, that everything that will be discussing. Okay? These are top level topics that we'll be discussing. A lot of subtopics are there also, right? A lot of subtopics are there, so that we'll be discussing, and along with that we will be creating our application also. So how we'll be discussing those things? By performing those is you can say things into our org. Okay, that's how our session will be conducted. Well, let's see if we got that email. Still not. Strange. uh, it takes time, 5 to 10 minutes, that's what I thought. Mhm. Okay. But wait for that mail, guys. Don't do it twice, because if you are going to do again and again, that will not be taking the username, everything. So I think that's not the page. They have moved somewhere else or what? Okay, okay, okay. So I have one more fresh org. I don't have login of that. Let me see. Okay, just give me 1 second, guys. Let me check my other email. Okay, and I'll pull out that. Okay, guys, I found the org. Okay, I'll save it. Okay, so I have this fresh org. Okay, that I have created for you can say I think some days ago. Okay, so that one is there. So we'll be waiting for that. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, okay, okay. So we'll be waiting for that email. If I get that email, I'll let you know. Okay, so sometimes it takes time. Okay, don't submit again and again, submit once and then wait for, sometimes it takes around 20 to 25 minutes also. Okay, we are not waiting that much. So we have this threshold. I'll be using this org. Okay, if you guys are facing issues on having this free developer org, okay, signing in free developer org, let me know. Okay, we can help you out, not an issue. Okay, so we'll be leaving it here, and if we get email, so till the last session, this till the last of the session, we'll be checking the email. If we get that link, I'll show you. Otherwise, this is the fresh shot that we are going to use for our purpose. Now, let's walk through to our fresh org and see about the user configurations that we were saying. Okay, so company information will be same. Okay, that we have discussed, like initial uh, information that you have provided, that will be there for. Okay, now initially you see in the license, so that is the basic information that you see here. Okay, so that you verify, just walk through here. Okay, now here in the user license, you see I get two Salesforce licenses on which you can assign the admin profile. Okay, but I have used one, means the org, when the org is created, one user was created, that was my user. Okay, and one license was used for this user as part of, you can say, admin user creation. Okay, now one license is remaining and one I have used already. So here you can see the license consumption also. Okay, so it would be frequent when you will be visiting here. Okay, so once your client will be asking, what is the license management here, so you'll be doing it here. Okay, now let's visit our users configuration. Okay, and here you see one user is created by default, and other three users are also created, that we discussed earlier also, right? And we have chatter user, integration user, security user, that those are used for the automations and internal processes of the Salesforce. Okay, now in every user, you already have seen that what information is there. Okay, that will be basically covering. Once we'll be creating a staff member user here. Okay, second user for our staff member preferences, and we'll be visualizing how that user is basically seeing that application, that same application we'll be building here. Okay, so at that time we'll be discussing everything. Okay, but first let's discuss about the backend architecture that we were discussing about. Okay, so we'll be creating a little bit stuff, and we'll be moving till application creation. Okay, then we'll be moving into backend, and we'll be creating our objects and everything. Okay, now, so what we are aiming here, we are aiming to create objects, sorry, application here first, because how things happen here. Okay, in Salesforce, you will be having a lot of entities. Okay, entities means either it is any bundle of different you can say components, or itself is a big you can say component. Okay, so those all combining will be called entities. Okay, so you'll be having all entities wrapped up in a application. Okay, and just like you have basic sales cloud, right, and inside that you have a lot of things. Like if you go here. Okay, and okay, in sales, if you come here, you see a lot of entities are there. Now you are inside sales application. Okay, so you have a lot of entities here. So all things are wrapped up into application. Okay, and then application will be basically showing all those things at one point. And yes, you will be having all these things stringed with, means connected with your application. That's how we are going to create our own application also, right? And then all the entities that we see here will be creating there also. Okay, so meanwhile, once we create our application, okay, we'll be learning through all the things included there also. Okay, so let's try to create our application first. Okay, so here we don't have any applications. If you want to see what applications we have installed here right now, just move to backend from here, setup. Okay, and then you go to installed applications. Okay, installed packages, and if you have any application installed here, that you'll be seeing here. Okay, so some you can say applications are installed by default once you create the org, and some you can install here. Okay, now uh, it's time to create your own custom application. So here you'll not be seeing custom application, only the applications those are installed here from the app exchange that we have already seen once, right? So we'll be doing it again also, right? Now, where you need to move, that is app manager. Okay. So these keywords, those I'm putting here, guys, you need to memorize that as we discussed already, right? And slowly you'll be getting used to it, because a lot of time you will be basically navigating like this on each and every entity that I'm telling you to memorize. You will be uh, visiting that a lot. Okay. So app manager. So right now we are visiting app manager to create custom application, right? Later, we will be moving here to create connected app also, right? So right now, if you see two options, new Lightning app, new connected app. So we don't have to bother about new connected app. Okay, we will be creating Lightning app. New connected app means connected app will be creating once we are in development. Okay, so that is used for integration purposes. Okay, so that's how these two options are differentiated. Okay, so if you see this option, so you know that not for your use for now. Okay, it's not like only developers can create it, admin should know that also, but that's part of integration, we don't cover it here. Okay, because you should be knowing integration terminologies also in order to know the connected app also, right? So that's how we don't cover in the admin. It's not useful unless you know the integration at bit. Okay, so guys who are doing development will be doing connected app also later. Okay, once we are in development, so we have a full session on that. Okay, now for now we need to create lightning application. Okay, so that would be our custom application. Now let's create a new application, click on that, and here you need to fill basic information for that. Let's put name here. Okay, name of our application and developer name. Here we need to discuss about the developer name. Okay, so what's the developer name? In yesterday's session we already have discussed a bit, but here's the detail part. So once you'll be creating any entity here in Salesforce, there will be two identifiers basically. On that there will be one unique identifier. Okay, means there will be label and there will be backend name. Okay, so whatever you want to say, the backend name you can say to it. Okay, but that is either developer name, API name. Okay, and backend name, anything you can say, but that would be basically your key to address any entity here in Salesforce. Okay, either you are doing configuration or customization. Only thing is that in configuration, Salesforce provides you feature to see labels along with the uh, backend or developer name also, right? Once will be in flow, you'll be seeing that. Okay, but that's for your convenience, right? But as admin, every time you'll be focused on the developer name. Okay, developer names would not take any spaces in between or special characters also other than underscore. Okay, and you can not put a lot of things. So restrictions you will be seeing once you will be trying to put here something. Okay, that restrictions you will be seeing. Okay, but every entity, each and every entity will be having two names, backend name and front end name. That's a label. Okay, that will be shown to the front end. Okay, and then later you see this name appears in the navigation bar, so users can see the name of the application they are currently using. Okay, and the developer's name you are having used by the API and managed packages. This name must be unique across all apps. Okay, so that's what the condition is. Okay, sometimes you would be having the name here unique throughout the org. Sometimes you'd be having um developer name or backend name unique throughout that particular section. Okay, like you can create two fields with same API name, but in different objects, not in the same object. So that kind of, you can say, wrapper. In that wrapper, it should be unique. Okay. So that's the developer name. If any guys, anyone want any more clarification on, you can say, this developer name, you can ask. Okay, you can raise hand. I'll get notified and just ask. Okay. But important thing. Sorry, important thing. Okay, because every time you will be accessing things using this only. Okay, because labels will be keep changing. Okay, and you can do that a lot, but API name will be remaining same, and in some cases it would be changing, but that's not recommended to change. Okay, if you change it, maybe some of the functionalities will be abrupting those you might have created as custom. Okay, so every time if your client is here in there, they ask to change the API name. First, you ask why you are worried about API name. Okay, consider you are providing a service to your client, right? And unnecessarily, or for some reason they want the API name to be changed. You ask them why you want to change the API name. Okay, because that's not their concern. Okay, admins take care of the API name. Okay, and they basically manage those. So basically you don't change it just like that. Okay, so that's the basically way you handle that. Okay, you need to take a stand there, like why you want to change it. That happened a lot with us, right? They wanted to change the API name. Ask them why, what you have to do with the API name. Okay, what you want to see in the UI, that's label. Tell me where you want to change the label. Okay, but once you change the API name, you are responsible if something is breaking down, because API name will be referred by the developers also. API name will be referred by the admins also when they create some automation. Okay. At that time, if you change the API name, automations, UI, anything if you do, you'll be referring the API name. So just like that, you cannot change it. You need to do the whole basically health checkup where you are using that particular API name. And if you're changing it, you need to change everywhere. Then only the older functionalities will be done. Okay. That's the reason we don't change the API name, but yet you will be getting option to change the API name of some of the entities, not all of those. For some of the entities like fields and everything, you can change the API name. Okay. So that's a bit discussion on API name, developer name, or backend name, whatever you want to say, you can say. Okay. Starting from here till the end of Salesforce. Okay. This will be there. Okay. It will never go up. So that's important thing, and that will be there always every time with you. Okay, so that's your just identifier to whom basically you are addressing in your code, either in your configuration. Description, simple as that. You're putting some description so that others are available, so others are aware to the application, why it was created and everything. Some description I'm not going to put here. Okay, just put something. Okay. So, guys, how it will be? My application will be symbolic, okay, and yours will be full-fledged. Okay, means yours should be occupied with all the features that we'll be discussing here, but mine will be symbolic. Okay, so it's not like I'm going to create each and everything here for full functionalities, but yes, the application will be working here for me also, right? Just like if I tell you these many functionalities, quick actions I want there, then you guys need to create. Okay, I will be telling you only one functionalities. Later, all others you need to get. Okay, so that's how you'll be practicing it. So your application, you can innovate things also. You can embed other things also in application. There is no concern on that, right? Now here you can put some image also, so that once you see that application there in your console, you see that particular image also. So right now we are not putting it here. Later we can put on this. Okay. So yeah, primary color. So you will be getting a bit theme about it also. That's why you have there. Okay. And that option use the app's image color instead of our custom theme. So you're always having custom themes, right? Like background, how it is looking and everything. So it is just UI, you can say customization, some points you guys can figure it out. Okay, so if you're putting some image, checking this box, from the image it will be pulling some colors and it will be showing you that also, how that's how it will be. Okay, right now it is picking up initials, you see, from hotel management H&M, putting like that. Okay, so if you don't want that, you can just upload some image and everything and change it there. Okay, so that's the visualization part once you see that application in the app launcher. Okay, So we are leaving that. If you want, you can upload images and everything, or you can generate some images using some tool over internet and just put it here, okay, to make it nice if you want. Okay, and then let's go to next page and see what basically we get here. Okay, so here we are having some options related to navigation. How we'll be having the navigation inside our application. Okay, so you will be having standard navigation and console navigation. So what is the difference? Standard navigation you have seen in the Sales Cloud. I have shown you, right? This type of, this is standard navigation, application tabs and everything. Okay, then you have this console navigation, that if you have seen Service Cloud, that is having console navigation. Okay, so basically we use standard navigation mostly. Console navigation, if you want to try with some application, you can try. Okay, so it's not like I'm creating one application here, so you cannot create another. You want to try other options also. Okay, then you'll be seeing a, you can say, console navigation there. So just like Service Cloud is having console navigation, you can check it out. Okay, then you are having basically this application supported for desktop and phone. Desktop phone, you already have idea about it. Okay, so we'll be checking for desktop and phone, because in Salesforce mobile application we also want our application to be accessed. Okay, setup and personalization, there are two things. If you go here, you see setup, service setup, two things. Okay, what is service setup, what it includes, we'll be discussing later. But you see here we are having, it's kind of full-fledged setup. It is having sub, you can say, sub part of setup. Okay, so it's like some you can say options from here, you'll be having it here. Okay, but all the options you'll be having here. Okay, so if you want to have the service setup, you can have service setup or setup here also, right? So in, if you are in your application, so you are configuring this button, what you'll be getting here. Okay, so we want setup because we'll be moving it back end and front end again and again, so that's why we want setup there. Okay, here some checkboxes are there, and what those checkboxes are basically representing, that we see. Okay, disable end user personalization for nav items in this application. Okay, so you have some navigation item here, these tabs and everything, so you get this personalization button. Okay, means users can change their basically fit and look of these tabs, where they want to put it, and they can put it. Okay, so here and there, so that they can do, or include some more tabs here also if they want, right? So that access you are giving it them. Okay, if you disable it, they will not be having this you can say pencil button here, and it will be kind of locked for them. Whatever admins will be setting, you can say, application configuration here of tabs, they will be seeing that on right now. If you are not checking that, okay, so users will be able to change that here. Okay, so we'll be showing you in the front end later, so that's why we are not disabling it. Okay, disable temporary tabs for items outside of this app. What this checkbox does, there is a feature. If I open some tab, if I have many, like, what is not involved here. Codes. Okay, we don't have code here. Okay, so let's try to open code and see how it is. Let's try it out. Okay, and if I open it, now you see how this tab is open. Okay, this tab is open. That's what this option is talking about. Okay, means you have application, you are not moving out of application. Okay, you are in this application, but you right now from application launcher, you have opened up a different tab that is not included here in this application. Okay, so you see here, from here, starting from here, leaving this, you have these many tabs involved in this sales application. Okay, but I need information from some other tab also, and I want to stay here in this application. I don't want to go away, right? So I opened one tab and it is looking like this. That's what it is saying. Disable temporary tab for items outside of this app. Now this item is outside of this app, means not included by default in this apps. You can say navigation means tabs. Okay, and if I disable that, I will not be able to do that. As soon as I click on this, I will be navigating out of the application, and you can say a single tab will be opened up. But That's not we are going to do. So if we need some information, that tab will be open, later we can close it down, okay, like this. And then we are in our application. That's the you can say point it is showing here. So if you want to disable it, disable it. I'm just explaining what this point is doing. Okay, use omni-channel sidebar. That's part of, you can say, service cloud. So you'll be having, once you'll be having omni-channel there, then it is basically useful for them. Okay, we are not going to discuss about omni-channel, and so we are not using this here also. Okay, so that's the, you can say, part you configure here. Okay, now let's move to new page. If anyone is having question, guys, you can ask then and there. Okay, if you have any questions. Now let's move to you can say next page. Here you will be having some utility items. What are utility items? Okay, so first we need to know that what are utility items, then you will be adding those. Okay, so that's how I told you that we'll be taking reference of existing application. Okay, now you see here these are utilities. Okay, means along with the tab. Okay, you will be getting some utilities here in this bottom, you can say, pane. This is called pane. Okay, so this is bottom pane. Here you'll be getting you can say utility items. So whatever utility items you want to add it here, you can add it here. Okay, so utility items can be created also using front-end technologies for a special purpose. Okay, so and then you can use it from here. Just like in your mobile, you are having a drawer, right? You draw it, and you can access anything while you are in another screen also, right? Same thing, same functionality is done here also. You see to-do list, you just create your to-do list here. Okay, and you will be staying in your screen also. That's why these utilities are there. So we are not going to focus much on that, but yes, we are going to add at least one. Okay, so you click on that, add utility item. Here you are having a lot of utility items. See, either you want to have notes, these are as notes. Okay, and or something also, a lot of things here, but what we should be having, custom standard. You can have anything custom if you created any, and standard you'll be getting by default here. Okay, so where is to do will be adding also, that's fine. Okay, now here if you add more, and you can just basically configure here where you want those basically to-do list or utility bar, where, so this is bottom left. Okay, so you see here, if you want it to be mirrored, it will be mirrored back this side. Okay, and here some more configuration related to it, I guess where is, you can basically put it like, at the left and right. If you're mirroring, it will be coming to right, just like that. This is situation, try, you can play along with this. Okay, so we are adding one utility item here. Later, if you want to enhance more, you can add more from here also. You can say standard. Okay, let's move to next one. Here we are having navigation items. Now, what are navigation items? These are the navigation items. Okay, so what things you get basically as part of navigation items? You get tabs, and you get pages, home pages, and you get app pages. Okay, so right now you can basically just uh, think that these entities are there, but you don't know yet to create those. Okay, if I consider as a fresh admin here, okay, learning someone fresh who are doing already, they should be knowing that already, I guess. Okay, so you have tabs, you have home pages, you have app pages that you can add in your applications. We'll be adding all those. Okay, so for now, we have not created any tab for our application. Okay, so we are not going to add any. If we have any tab created already, we can just search it here from this, you can say, list, and we can move those here. Those will be showing. So we'll be visiting this application, visiting this page again. Okay, so at that time you'll be seeing, okay, once we have created the tab, okay, then we'll be adding that tab here. Right now we don't have anything in our navigation system, so we are not going to add it. Okay, we need to see how our application looks like without those, right? Then later we will be adding those things slowly. Okay, now let's go there. And one thing more, if anything is existing, like, I told you that standards are available there, right? So if you have account tab here, you can simply go there and add that, right? So click on that and add that. Okay, and account is added. So you are using a standard feature here right now. Okay, means standard account tab available, and that's what you are using here. Okay, So that also you can do. So that's how standard and custom go all together. Okay, if you want to use standard basically accounts in your application, you can use standard accounts in your application. It's not no restriction. But we are not basically interested in using that one. We'll be creating our own for now. Okay, so that's why we are not adding it. Let's get to next. Now here user profiles means here comes the access level. Okay, so that's how the restrictions will be going on, guys. Okay, even if you don't know about you can say profiles, that's why we had that those walkthrough sessions, because it is not possible in Salesforce to learn like you learn one entity and you are not bothering about other entities, because everything is linked together. Okay, so you have seen tabs, you have seen you can say home pages and basically application pages, you have heard at least. Okay, now here you are having profiles also, so that's why I explained profiles, what are profiles. Otherwise how would you be knowing that what are profiles and why we are doing it? Okay, now that's how these discussions will be going on. Some things you need to put on hold and some things you need to know earlier also before discussing some topics. Okay, now profiles means every application will be accessed by the particular profile that you will be giving access to. Okay, so right now if I don't provide access to anyone, I will not be able to find that application there in the app launcher. Okay, and if I provide that access to particular profile, only those people who are assigned to that profile, they will be able to access that application. Okay, so that's how we are having first, you can say we are seeing first control, you can say management. Okay, means uh, first time we are controlling the visibility of the application. Okay, using profiles. Okay, you can do it with other entities also. For now, we are going to use profiles because that's what we know. We are not aware of permission sets and everything, so we are not taking care of that. We are not bothered about that also, right? So, what profile I am having, you know already, right? That's why we discussed the users also. I am having system admin profile, so that's why I will be giving basically access to system admin. Okay, you can check out not to assign to system admin and then check it out, you will not find application here. Okay, and then you assign to system admin and then you will be finding the application. Okay, you have system administrator. Okay, and this is standard profile that is having all the access and admin should be having. Okay, so we will be giving access to this admin so that at least we can access the application. Okay, because we are having this profile. So always remember, this will be coming up for most of the entities once you'll be creating for the access. Always at least give access to your profile. Okay, means admin profile. Okay, sometimes it will be selectable and uh, somehow you can have that not selected, but avoid that. Every time have access for you. Okay, although some extra permissions are there for admins so that they're not bothered about if they have access for the field or basically all those things, but yet it will not be happening for all of the entities. Okay, so that's why give access for your system admin profile, everything you are creating. Okay, now application is left with the first level permissions that those are for the system admin. Okay, now save and finish, and your application should be created. Now we have this list view. Okay, this is list view of app launcher. Now we need to find our application, just sort it by app launcher. So here you see these little arrow signs. Okay, these are for sorting. Okay, so once you click on that column, those will be shortened. Okay, based on that particular column. Okay, so if I want to sort by name, okay, I you see now it is starting from A, B, C. So now it is sorted by name. Okay, same thing with the developer name. So those will be sorted by developer name also. Okay, so now I'm sorting by last modified because recently I modified that application. I know that should be in the top. That's how we are doing sorting also. Okay, so this will be available in most of the, you can say, places in the Salesforce org. You can utilize this. Okay, now if you want to edit it, edit the application again, and you will be moving again to the builder, and that's how you will be seeing again this application. Okay, now you have app options again, so you can change them again if you want. Okay, so utility items, then navigation items here will be moving again because we don't have we some entities to add here. Okay, now you have profile. Okay, so that's how once you edit it, you will be coming here to the app builder. Okay, and here you will be basically editing it, and if you don't need it, just go back. Okay. So app creation and app basically editing the app also. Okay. Now we need to see how our application is looking like. So go here and just put hotel management system. Now you have this application visual to you. Okay. Now open it, and that's how your application would be looking like. Okay. Now you have all of the applications there, and along with those you have hotel management system also. Let's move it to the top. Okay, so that's how you will be having your application once you create it. Now you need to fill all the entities here, and you need to make your application full-fledged working. Okay, so that's the application creation. That's the application visibility to one of the user. Okay, refresh it. Okay, and now let it load. Let me open that. Okay, so we have all the, you can say, topics to be discussed here, and all those entities will be including this hotel management system. Okay, now it is us to create basically Lightning app to at least add a home page here. Okay, so that's what we are going to do here, and uh, different type of Lightning pages will be doing again once we'll be creating our object tabs also, right? So for that also, to control the front end, that also we are going to do. Okay. Let's open the setup. Okay, let it open. I don't know what happened with that. Let it load. Okay. Now there is one more basically entity here or tool here to create pages. Okay. And pages by your standard touch means your configuration. So that is called app builder. Okay. And you go to Lightning App Builder. Okay, inside user interface, you'll be getting Lightning App Builder. Now here you see you are having uh, two already built app pages here: account record page and contact record page by default. Okay, now here you will be having a new button to create a new Lightning page, and let's see how what all things we can create. Okay, okay. Now let's move our hotel management system to the top. That's what I wanted to here at the top. Okay, now to the top. So once we'll be clicking on it, here we'll be getting at the top. That's what. Now here you get to create these many pages here. Okay. So either you can create directly the home page for now, what we need to discuss. Okay. And then later we'll be coming here again for creation of other record pages and everything. Okay. So let's create our home page. Home page means it is carrying the information just like this, some home page. We'll be carrying a broad level information here. Okay, broad level information means a collective information that someone can access from the home page, just like you have home page everywhere in each and every application. Okay, so that's how we are going to have the home page. Okay, so we are going to create it here and label it like in hotel management system, short for it. Okay, and home. Okay, then go to next, and here you can choose the uh, layout. Okay, so you see header and three regions, so that's how it will be looking. So it means like, how you'll be placing those things here. Okay, so you will be having sections. Later you can change it also if you want. Okay, you have a lot of those. Okay, one region means it does not have any separation, it has a full screen for you. Okay, and then you have a lot of templates are here. Okay, like this, if you want to, whatever you want to use, you can use. Okay, so let's have this header and three region for now. Later if you want, we can change it. Okay, now let's go to next, and here you'll be having those three sections. So that's how you'll be having sections, and here you can put some things also. So obviously we'll be putting something here. Okay, so that at least we are having something to show in our application, because our application is not having anything here. Okay, obviously we are going to add tabs there, but first we need to create object, We need to understand what is basically included in the object, how to create it. We need to create fields and everything. Then when our object is created, okay, then we need to create tab, and then we need to add tab here. So for till then, we'll be having at least one home page here. That's what we are doing. Okay. So here you're having a lot of components. Your assignment would be, guys, till the next week, just visit here and see what are all the components there. Whatever you understand, that's fine. Whatever you don't understand, that's also fine. We'll be discussing as soon as we'll be progressing in our sessions. Okay, but some of things you can easily get here, just like rich text. Okay. So visit here and see some of the standard components available here. Okay, don't bother about the custom one because we have not created yet. So just standard one. Try to see what you can get here in your home page. Okay, so till what point I have reached, you guys need to prepare application also. Okay, and here at least play along with those standard components if you want basically some more information. Okay, see what you are getting here. Okay, as I told you, you cannot break anything, so just pull it here. Okay, now we'll be putting here some things. Just trying to make some uh, okay, fine. Okay, so that's how. And now once you'll be saving it, it will be asking for the activation automatically. Okay, once you'll be saving first and creating the home page. Okay, now either you can do it here or not yet, and then later you can choose this activation button. Okay, so either you can choose activate or you can do not yet. Okay, and you can save it. Later you can find this here, and later once you will be activating only, then only you will be getting that home page to be added here in the hotel management system. Till then you will not be able to find it to add it there. Okay, so then you go for activation here. So you have created it, you have saved it. Now you need to activate this particular, you can say, uh, tab here. Now here is the catch. You have this tab to be added directly to the application. Okay, you are creating it for, or you can assign as or default for all the applications as home page that we don't want, right? So here we have three options. Those are called app default, app and profile, and basically all default. So this is a home page that I want exclusively for the hotel management system. That's why we are going for app default. Means by default this home page will be available into what application, and we are going to choose it here as an application, and that's what we are having. Where is it? Hotel management system. Okay, it will be added by default. From here also we can add, or we have app application there also, right? App manager, from there also we can add. Okay, so let's do that and save it. Now activation successful means this home page is activated and it is included in the hotel management system. Okay, now let's put save it again and let's go back. We are not creating any app page for now. We are not creating any record pages for now. App page maybe we can create. It's not like that we cannot create app page, but yes, home page is necessary. Okay, about refresh. Okay, so how it happens, sometimes if you make changes in your UI, okay, and it is not visible in your screen, basically very frequently, or just after changing things you are trying to see if that change is reflected or not. So what happens, there are cache in your system. Okay, so every modern UI works on the cache. Means uh, your browser basically collects some information, it shows you again and again unless it detects that it has been changed. Okay, so because you are doing changes in the same browser, okay, and you are going and changing things here, and then later you are just refreshing it, it might not work. Okay, so at that time you have two options. One, to wait. Okay, so then UI will be basically reflecting the change that you have made. Okay, second option, you have hard reload. Okay, so there are ways to do the hard reload. Means clear your cache so that it can build cache again. Okay, we are not going to discuss more about cache here as part of admin. We'll be discussing that in deep in development once we'll be learning the front end like LWC. Okay. So cache basically your screen would be not reflecting the latest changes in the configurations. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So at that time you have two options. Either you click right on your mouse and then open inspect. Okay, right click, open inspect, and then you'll be getting here three options. You need to go here, click right click again. Okay, you'll be getting three options here. So you need to choose this empty cache and hard reload. Okay, so how you will be doing it again? I'm just repeating it. In the main screen, you'll be having, you just right click and open inspect. Okay, you don't have to do anything here. Just go there in your refresh button and right click here. So you'll be getting these three options. Okay, so here you need to choose empty cache and hard reload. Okay, at this time the browser will be clearing the cache and it will be basically trying to refresh your screen. Even then, if you don't get that basically thing reflected here, maybe it will be reflected sometime after some time. Okay, so once you are doing like you are adding some what is a field there in layout and it is not visible to you, that will happen a lot. Okay, you are adding tab and it is not visible, it will that will happen a lot. Okay, but for after some time obviously it will be visible. Okay, so that's the first way to refresh hard refresh your screen. Second way is here. Once you click on your profile, okay, you have these two options here, comfy and compact. Basically what they do, they basically set your screen in a way that it looks comfortable, means it is having spaces in between entities. Okay, just like if you come here. Okay, I'll show that later. But and if you put compact, then it will be having very compact view. Okay, means you'll be seeing like, less space between entities, and it will be showing in compact view, whatever you like. Okay, but once you do that, Salesforce does one thing: it refreshes the cache. Once you change it, it refreshes the whole cache. Okay, so that is also part. So here if you refresh now, then it will be refreshing the whole cache. Okay, so that's how basically you clear the cache in your system. That you need to learn a lot, because once you'll be doing the changes in the UI. Okay.
Uh,
Yep.
Hi.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Can you click on the first tab, hotel management, in the screen?
Which
And
tab?
uh, can you open this application, hotel management?
Yeah.
First one. There is before that no item. Hotel management is a tab or like it's a text.
No, 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 it is the label. Okay, just like you are having sales label here. Okay, sales.
What if we close the application and reopen it? Will it works?
What are you saying?
No, no. What if we close this application?
Uh-huh.
Okay. If you reopen, will it appear?
No, 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 no. It does not work like hard refresh is only the option. Okay, because it is your you are saying it's like this. If I close it this one and
Yeah.
open like this, that's what you are saying, right?
Yeah. Right.
Most likely not, because this is your browser, right? The functionality I'm telling you is of the browser, not of the Salesforce. Okay, so it can be like that. Okay, but even then also, if you're not getting, you need to wait for some time. Okay, cache gets clear. Okay, and then if not, you need to visit your basically application and see there if you need to make some changes also. Okay, so that's how it will be. I'm just talking about cache for now. If cache is there, so what basically cache control is, if you visit the same URL again and again. Okay, so that's why I don't want to discuss cache that much here. Okay, it's just trick I'm telling you. Okay, so as I mean, these are the extra tools and techniques I'm telling you guys. Okay, so I don't want to emphasize much on cache. Okay,
Okay.
because cache is already a huge you can say topic itself. Okay, so even if you visit again, if I go here in the task, okay, and right now you see it is taking time to load, right? Why? Because it is collecting cache also. So cache helps you a lot. That's why cache are there. It's not like they are not your enemies. Okay, they are your friend, but some side effects are there. Okay, so cache, you see that much faster screen, right? Because of the cache only. Okay, because your browser stores that memory, that okay, if you visit that page again, okay, now see the loading. Correct? First time what time it takes, and now how much time it is taking. You observe that or not, right? That is just because of cache. Because cache is already stored. of this particular UI. Okay, and then what you need to do, you need to visit again, and the UI will be fetched from the cache. Now it don't have to make call to the server and just get the code of the front end again and then show it to you. That's time taking. That's when you say the lag in your screen. Okay, but right now if you go there and you see just like this, okay, just like this, now you are moving very fast. Now if I open dashboard, you see it is taking time, correct? Because first time I opened the dashboard and browser is collecting the cache. Okay, so that's how the cache are helpful. But problem is once the cache is stored, okay, it's hard to refresh those caches because you don't have any direct control. But yes, that browser gives you control, but sometimes it does not work. Okay, so those techniques are basically useful for developers. Those are working on the front end. Okay, but I'm telling you guys because this you'll be facing a lot of you'll be thinking, okay, my change is not visible to us. Okay, and that would be because of cache. So do one thing, do use these two techniques. Refresh from the you can say refresh tab by hard refreshing it. Okay, and then you have this option here. Once you'll be changing it, you'll be getting the refresh. Okay, even then if you are not seeing tab here, we have refreshed many times, we have waited also, we'll be seeing other options also. Maybe we need to add that application, that home page from the app navigator also. That's another thing. Just because we are going to do a lot of changes in the UI, cache is something you need to keep in your mind. Okay, why cache are there? So that your screen basically lag time is less and you UI is faster, correct? And what issue cache does create is that once you change any configuration in the screen, it is not visible immediately. Sometimes it takes time unless you clear the cache or wait for some time, so that there is another call to the server, and once there is another call to the server, server will be giving the fresh configuration, and then your browser will be knowing, okay, okay, now this is the fresh configuration, I need to override the older cache. Got my point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cache. Now we'll be discussing more on the cache. We have other controls also here in Salesforce, but not worth it basically discussing here. Okay. Now let's get to our app manager. Since we are not seeing homepage here, let's get to our app manager and see, if we need to add the homepage there also, right? And one more thing I need to check, tabs here. So here you get tabs. You have these basically tab options here. Okay, in your setup, you see tabs here. So here, how many types of tabs you see? You have custom objects tab that will be using very frequently. Means once you are going to create an object, okay, then you need to come here and you create the tabs here. Okay, then you need to create web tabs. Means once you'll be creating web pages, so out of those web pages, you'll be creating tabs here. Okay, so that we are not going to do here, but yes, you need to have the knowledge of it. Okay, then you have visual force tabs. Someone who knows Salesforce already, they know that visual force is basically a front end technology. So for front end developing, we have three you can say frameworks here. One is visual force, second one is aura, and third sorry, third one is basically lightning web component. Okay, so visual force is one of those. Here you need to basically create the tab out of visual force. Okay, then you have lightning component tabs. If you create aura components here, then you can create tabs out of that also, right? So tabs basically to include in your application. So tab you can create from here, and then you have lightning pages also. Okay, someone is on mute, guys. If you are trying to say something, say, or you can mute. Funny, I'm muting you guys now. So here you can create tab out of it. So lightning page we have created, we need to see if we need to add that also here. Okay, let's see now. Here you have new lightning pages. Means once you create a page by point and click using that lightning app builder. Okay, where is that? Okay, I close that. So once you create any page using lightning app builder, then you need to create a tab out of it. Okay, so here you'll be getting lightning page like if I create an app page also. Let's create an app page also. Okay, And then we'll be moving to our application and we'll be adding some items there. Okay. And then let's create an app page also. So my nomenclature will be a bit, you can say away so that you guys can understand. Okay. Later you want to change it, you can change it. Okay. So now it is app page we are going to create, and then HMS app page. Okay. And go to next. And obviously we'll be having something. Let's have, let's have this fine. And uh, save it and then activate it. Okay. Now it will, you see activation screen is bit different of the home page and the app page. Okay. So because utilization is different, we'll see how we are doing it. Okay. Now it is asking that to whom you want to give the access, either to all of the users access of this page, otherwise they will not be able to see it even if they have the access of the application also, and we include this app page into that application. Okay, then also will not be able to see it if we don't have the access. That's why I'm activating for all the users. And other options you are having, activate for system administrator only. Okay. So we need to give access for all the users, so that everybody is having the access. Okay, for now. Then you have icon. If you want to change it, you can change it. Lightning experience here. If you want to add this right now, add this app page to Lightning experience app. You can manage Lightning apps in setup also. Okay, so you have two options. Either you add directly here. Okay, if I will be going here, and where is there? Here. Okay, so I can add directly here also, or I can move it, move to, you can say, our app manager. Okay, lightning app setup, and there we can add it. Okay, in same for mobile navigation also. So let's not add it here. Okay, and let's go there and add it from the app, you can say, managers. We'll be seeing that also. Then later, you, if you want to edit it from here, you can edit from here also. Okay, now let's save it. At least we have given access here also. Yes, skip and save. Okay, and then save it and go back. Now let's move to our app manager and see if we are getting these to add there or not. Otherwise, we'll be seeing the tabs to create, and then we'll create the tabs also. Okay. Now let's edit it. And where will be finding those items here in the navigation items. Okay, so here we'll be having basically items to add in our navigation, because and these tabs and everything will, that's how we'll be creating our applications. Information will be carried into tabs and everything. Okay, now let's see here. HMS app page that we get here. Okay, now this once we'll be adding this HMS app page. Okay, and then we'll be saving it. And since we have that option enabled here, okay, to let the user edit your own tabs, they can add their own tabs here from other, you can say, applications also. But later we'll be seeing if we don't want that particular, what is it, like, user to be changed, we'll be disabling that also. Okay, right now we have saved it. Now let's go and refresh. Let's do a hard refresh again. See. So for now, at least we have one basically tab available here, that is HMS app page. Okay, we need to see our home page also, where that is not available here. Okay, let's see if we find it here. Okay, home page. These are not the home. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. HMS home page. Let's see that. Edit. So that's how you basically add an app page for now. Okay, and now remaining is home page, and after that the third part would be adding the object tabs here, because we have not created any object for now for our, you can say, learning purpose. We already have objects, we can add those here, but for now we have not created our own, right? So that's why we are not adding it here. We'll be creating their our own, and then we'll be getting it, we'll be adding those tabs here. Okay, let's activate it again and try to add to our page. Okay, that's why, because I have not added to my profile also, right? System administrator and save it. Now I guess it should be available for us also. Let's refresh it. Okay, I think we need to wait. We cannot do anything more than that for now. Okay, just wait for some time and let's see if it is visible or not. Okay, if not, we'll be seeing it later. And this is your app builder. Here you can see other pages also, right? So now we are discussing about app builder a bit more. So here you see, you'll be seeing other pages here also, what you have created already. Otherwise, you can just open page from here also, and you'll be getting all the pages here also once you are in app builder. Okay, so in any of the pages you can work right now from here, and any page you can access here, you can change it here also. A lot of times you will be making changes from your app builder. Okay, this is the way to configure your UI. Okay, um, based on point and click, based on configurations. Okay, other than that, if you cannot do something here using configurations, then you need to go development. Okay, maybe you need to develop a component there, LWC and everything, then you'll be getting those here in the custom part. Okay, so consider you want some component that is showing a thing that is not there available as a standard here. Okay, that client wants, then you will be basically contacting you to your developer. Okay, if you are able to develop that also, you will be developing that LWC component. Okay, you will be enabling it to the light builder, this lightning app builder, and then it will be visible here. Once it is visible here, you can same way drag and drop that lightning component also, right? Then just like this, it is custom managed. So they have created a custom, but this is part of, you can say, any existing application. That's how you'll be able to put it here also. Right now it is not having value and everything, because this is from the application. Okay, so even if you put it here in home page, it will not helping you out. Okay, so but yes, if you have something important to show here, okay, then that is not available as standard, you will be having custom. So for now, as admin, I'll tell you how you'll be doing that. You will be contacting to your developer will be developing it, and they'll be telling you that, okay, I have exposed it to the app builder, okay, for home pages. Then you'll be coming here in your home page or app page, wherever you want to put that, and you will be navigating to your custom section here. You will be pulling things from here, and you will be putting into sections wherever you want. Then only particular, you can say, component will be exposed to the user. Okay, so even if you create front end, you need to expose it somehow. Okay, so these are the ways where you can expose it. Okay, so you'll be getting
Hello,
LMCs also. Yes.
can you hear me? Hi, sir. My name is Ganesh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, Sir, I have one doubt. So when we
Okay.
are creating the, home page or record page like that, we can create, right, multiple
Yes.
pages. So when we are creating the app page, we must create any tab, or automatically it will create the tab.
For app page, it is created automatically. You see, I have not created any tab, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
once you create object, you need to create a tab. Okay, for home page
Okay.
also, it is not required to create a tab, but that's what I'm checking here. Okay, in this, you can say, tab section. Okay, because home page is still not available for us, right? For app page, we have verified that we don't need, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, yes.
For home page, still we don't need, that's what I know, but
Mm-hmm.
we are still waiting for it to be visible here. If it is not visible, okay,
Mm-hmm.
because you see here, you have home page in the sales tab, correct?
Yes.
But if you go in your tabs, let's go back from here. But if you go in your tabs, you don't see any already existing, you can say, tab here. Now this, you can say, app
Mm,
page tab is already created automatically, not you have not created it. Okay, so
mm.
that's
Yes,
why
yes.
you are able to edit here, and that's what we need to see here. If we need to add the tab here, okay, now you see that app page is available here. Okay,
Mhm.
but it is already created, so why you have to create again? Okay, but
So,
home page is still not here. Home page, we don't usually create a tab because home page itself a, we can say, kind of tab. Okay, that's how you get directly to edit here. Okay,
oh,
but let's wait for it. If not, we'll be seeing other options also, because we are not getting option to create the tab out of home page. Correct? In home
mhm.
page, directly it is asking you to add to the application that we already did. Right? So if you come here, uh, so how you'll be navigating from here? If any of the page, you will be directly navigating to app builder. Right now, we don't want to edit our app page. Correct? So we want to edit our home page. So once you are activating, you are getting option to add that home page directly to the basically app default. You see, it is app default. Okay, now here also it is app default and profile default also. Okay, so this is already added. We are just waiting it to be visible. If it's not visible, we'll be seeing other options also. I can make it all default also, but I don't want it to make all default because it will be added to other, you can say, applications also. So what you had in your hand to configure, that you already have done. For hotel management system, the homepage default you have already selected, right? Now let's wait for it to be visible. If not, we'll be seeing other options. Okay, because in you can say navigation also, you have seen it is not visible, right? For app page, already your tab is created once you created the app page, and you were able to add it directly from your application navigation. Got it?
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
For object tabs, or for objects, definitely you need tabs. Okay. Okay, so this is it. Now for object level, I have one document, but I need to find that document, guys. I will be passing you that document, but still I have not covered. Okay, so let's see what will be the system. Okay, so here we'll be having you can say application design here. Okay, so how we'll be doing it? After, you can say, adding initial things to our application like home page and app page. Okay, now we will be adding our basically data types. Okay, so data types will be creating first, you can say, data structure, then we'll be discussing that data structure, then only we will be exposing that particular data structure or table or object. Now we'll be saying, okay, to the UI using the tabs. Correct? Now here, if you see, I have different objects here, okay, and some of the fields there also, right? So these objects you guys need to be creating, but for now, we will be creating at least one object, okay? So we are coming near to our time also, but at least one object will be creating, okay? And then we will be leaving you at the data type, because data type you guys need to learn on your own. Means just like, revise it, it's very simple. Otherwise, I'll be providing you one document also. Okay, so like if I create an object that is room. Okay, so we'll be creating guest and those also. So we have room, we have guest, we have bookings. Okay, we have services, we have service request and everything, so that we need to create everything. For now, let's create a room. Means if you are having hotel, okay, obviously as an entity you will be maintaining the rooms also. Okay, that's what we are going to do for now. So let's move to setup in our object manager. Now we'll be creating a custom object here from here. Okay, so custom object, and here we'll be putting the label also. Okay, so we'll be discussing some things in our custom object, so that at least I can leave you guys with the data type. Okay, and then later we will be basically configuring over the object later. Okay, now I am putting room here, not rooms. Okay, so put singular here and put plural here, so that many times Salesforce takes reference of your plural, you can say, tag. Okay, and it shows you these are all the rooms, records and everything. Okay, so that's how you need to put plural here. Okay, description up to you. Put some information so that it is easier for other developers to understand why you have created this object and everything. Obviously, basically very few people follow that, but yes. Okay, now here basically you have this option, enter record name, label and format. So as I told you, there is one field indexed created along with the object. Indexed means that is kind of system field. Okay, so once you have your object created, I told you guys that particular object automatically has some fields created for that, right? So you have created by modified by all those fields, system fields. Along with that, you will be having a field called name. So backend name will always be name. Okay, like this. So you will be having it created automatically. Either you use it as a text, and every time this field will be mandatory. Okay, now we'll be coming to mandatory, non-mandatory things. Okay, so every time this field will be mandatory means even if you are entering that record of that particular object. Okay, then you need to fill this field, otherwise you will not be able to enter the record. It will be showing you this is mandatory field. Okay, now you can use this field as two types here, text and auto number. Okay, so if you are using text, then how it will be looking like, it will looking like this account. Okay, here if you are going like this, I think so in an account they are using account name, and let's see. So we'll be taking reference of our standard object account. It's basically buddy for everyone. Okay, now you see this name is there, correct? This is field name. Field name means these are API names. Okay, now unique thing is here you see data type is name, but that is Salesforce specific data type. Text you understand, okay? Maybe picklist you understand, currency you understand, address, picklist that you understand. But what is name? Name is special data type in Salesforce, means that is the identifier of the record. Okay, so you see backend name is name and front end is account name. So front end you can change here also in our, you can say here also you can change anything. Okay, so whatever you want you can change. Okay, so that's record name means that label of the field name, that is called name. Okay, so here we will be putting our name. Now here you have two things, it is either auto number or text. Okay, so here if you see here it is basically text, I guess. Okay, that's okay. It is standard field, you have limited access on it. Okay, but it is a standard text type field. Now if you'll be doing text, it will be looking like this. So every time it is mandatory, you need to fill it. Someone creating the record, you need to fill it, mandatory. Okay, text name field. Okay, now here we can use either text, that's simplest way. You can see in the account we already have seen. Now here we'll be putting this used as auto number. What is auto number? That's also we want to learn, right? So that's how we are going to choose auto number. Text is pretty much simple, you can try it. Okay, so whatever name you'll be providing here, then basically that name users need to fill. That will be text simplest. Okay, now we have auto number. Auto number means Salesforce generated a formatted number for you. Okay, you don't have to sorry, you don't have to take care of this field automatically. Once you create a record, Salesforce will automatically create a record for it. Okay, and that would be unique throughout your object. Okay, so now auto number, once you will be choosing, so you need to choose the display format also, and you need to put example like this. So uh, like if I copy it, I show you how auto number works. Okay, so like if you are putting this format there. Okay, so once you'll be creating the first record, it will be like this, 1 2 3 and 1. So first record would be like this, and then second record would be like this. Okay, same way in incremental order. Okay, so all the records will be having this field populated by this, you can say, value. Okay, so now if I put it like here, so for room we'll be having R. Okay, and then dash curly braces. Inside curly braces, whatever you can say number will be putting, it will be picking up that many digits. Okay, so like I'm putting 3 zeros. Okay, now how it will be looking for us? Okay, like this. Okay, and once I'll be creating the first room, okay, it will be like R001. Okay, and then second room R-002. That's how your auto number works. Whatever format you'll be providing to it, it will be following the same format. Okay, you can put anything here, whatever you want. Okay, and then here you need to put digits. So on that digit to the most left, it will be start changing the numbers. Okay, starting number either you can put 0 1 2 or whatever you want. Okay, but for now we are creating fresh out, so we'll be putting 1 here. Okay, now Here are some options. Those are related to other features. Allow reports, you'll be, if you'll be clicking on this allow reports, so a report type will be created automatically. Okay, so that I'm not going to do it, because once I'll be creating report, I need to show you how you create a report type for the object. Then only you'll be able to create the report. So that's why I'm not clicking it here. Okay. Then allow activities, track field history, and everything. So these are other options that you get inside. You can say object later. I'm not going to check any of those right for now. So that we can configure it later, and you can see how we need to do it in any existing object, because hardly you would be getting to create any object once you are an admin hacking. So objects will be created automatically. Those are you can say work of you can say senior admins and everything. So you need to see these options there once the object is already existing. Once you are creating it, you can see directly here. Okay. Now here you'll be having allow sharing, allow bulk API, allow streaming API access. Means this object will be allowing this kind of access from it for its data. Okay, that's what we are providing it here. But right now, just leave it like that, because API access and everything, it's useless to discuss for now, because we don't have any knowledge about it. Once we'll be discussing about integrations, at that time we'll be discussing it also. Okay. Bulk API you can know only, just like if you are doing data loader sometimes use bulk API. So if you'll be allowing checking this checkbox only, then your object will be allowing bulk API access to data loader. Otherwise, it will be failing, telling you you don't have bulk API access. Okay. In development, once you'll be putting, so you cannot move this object. You can say into front end and everything in development. So that we are going to use deployed. Means once it is deployed, then only we can use it to front end. Allow search, yes, this is global search that I had not discussed as walk through, my bad, but everything we'll be discussing, nothing will be left out. Okay, so allow search means you'll be searching it here. Okay, when search settings are available, you'll be finding this object data there also. Yes, that's how we are checking it here. Okay, now add notes and attachments related to this list to default page layout and everything. I am not going to basically check on this so that I can show you in the page layout, because right now I'm creating object, then we'll be creating fields, then we'll creating page layout, and we'll be configuring the related and everything. Okay, so for one object I'll be telling you, for other objects you guys need to create on your own. Okay, that's why I'm not checking it here, but in page layout I'll be showing you everything to be created. Okay, so let's save it for now, and now you'll be having your fresh new custom object. Okay, sorry. Now, you have this room object here, but if you go in your fields and relationship, here are all the options of the object as we discussed earlier. Okay, so we'll be exploring one by one everything in the object. Then we'll be basically using this object for our purposes. Default, you can say field is created now. We have missed one thing. We have not changed the label here, because that's not room name. That's basically room number. Okay, number. That's how you can edit it later also. Okay, save it. Now these many fields are created automatically. These are indexed fields, you see. Now created by will always be there, because Salesforce will store the information who created the record of that object. Okay, then basically last modified by modification detail Salesforce need, that's why they created this field, system fields. Okay, now owner, who is the owner of the record? We have a lot of things attached to the owner of the record. Okay, means access and everything, sharing of the records and everything is related to the owner. Now these are the API names. Okay, then one field will always be there, that is called name. Okay, now you don't have to bother about the object. Now you are admin. Okay, so name field will always be there, and this time the data type is auto number. Okay, and here if you see in data type is name, it will be taking text. Okay, so I think the character limit is 144 or something like that. Okay, 140 or 150, something like that. Okay, so here you are having auto number. Now auto numbers are not editable, means even in from front end back end you cannot edit those. Okay, now these four fields will be there always. Okay, and now you get those options here also. You see set history tracking and field dependencies and everything. Those options you were getting in the object detail, and here you can track the object detail, whatever you can edit here also and delete object also. Okay, so here you have field, but now there's one thing. If you are going to create a new field, okay, you get these options here. And what are these? These are data type in Salesforce. Okay, I will be explaining mostly, you can say, all the data types once I'm creating the fields. But for now you guys can go through it, okay, and check some of the familiar data type, like phone, you know already, right? Pick list, maybe not, I'm not sure. Okay, text, you know already, right? Email, you know already. So these are data types. Whatever you can learn, you can learn it from here. Okay, you see, these are the details of what type of data it can store. So like what you are doing right now, you are creating basically Excel, but you are defining these columns, and specification of that particular column would be there as data type. Means in this name data type only text can be there. In this age, you can say data type only numbers will be there. Okay, and address only a string or something like that, that will be there. Okay, we have address there also. So you are defining those rules here. So this is the first set of rule that you will be deploying. Okay, and uh, basically you have deployed the first set of rules. Once you created that name field, that will be auto number, but users don't have to do anything there, right? It is auto generated field. Now here you will be deploying the first rule, that in particular column only that type of data will be storing. That's called sanitization of data. Means corrupted data will never be there. Okay, like you have created a field, someone is entering, you can say phone number there, someone is entering email there as contact, you can say information. That's not appropriate. It will be very much hard to filter out data and work on your data later. So for that purpose, you have this data type here in Salesforce. So these are all Salesforce data type that you have there. Okay, and in some of the tricky, you can say, data type that we have, lookup, master detail, and everything, external lookup and everything, that I will be telling you. Obviously I'll be telling you each and every data type, but till next session you guys have this what you say, assignment with you, that at least learn about data type. Okay, and even if you can explore other data types also other than the Salesforce specific data types, it would be good, because anyway you will be learning the data type in the developing sessions also. Okay, development sessions also. So data type would be your assignment, guys. Standard features in homepage or app page configurations, I told you, try those out. Okay, and then create at least that much, you can say, application, and try to add some pages here. Okay, create one tab at least. Okay, and then if you are able to create some fields also, that should be okay. I will be passing you that document, I guess, but still I'm thinking of discussing a bit, then I to pass. But anyway, if you want to have it, you can have it. Okay, I'll try to upload it as online, because I'll be making some changes on it also. Okay, so maybe I'll be uploading it and will be sharing you links. Okay, so that you guys can read it out. I'll be making real-time changes. Okay, so that would be more appropriate idea. Okay, so for you, data type, standard components, walk through the org, create your application. Okay, and add some tabs there. Okay, and figure out why homepage is not there. Okay, for now, I'll be refreshing once again. If it is not there, it is not there. We'll be discussing further. Okay, we'll refresh it there. Homepage we created, you guys need to add it also. So that's your first troubleshooting. Okay, and okay, so it is not added. Try it out. Okay, I'll be seeing that also. Maybe I'm missing something. So one troubleshooting also. Let me write it down for you guys also. If you want that in written, it's up to you. Tell me. Okay, data type. Okay, whatever you cannot do, don't worry about it. It's not like, some marking is being done here. Okay, just note it down. Whatever you don't know or you have some questions, ask us out. Okay, then you have app creation. Okay, means you need to check app manager. Okay, check app manager. Then app builder for page creation. Okay, page creation, here you'll be creating home page and app page. Basically, I'm not bothered about you can say record page for now, because that will be doing later. Okay, once we are done with the first level UI, then we'll be jumping into record page. And suggestion for you guys also, don't just explore the record page for now. That's important. Okay, now you need to figure out one you can say issue with our application right now. That's diagnostics that you need to do. Okay, that would be home page edition. Okay, check it out. Okay, obviously I will be having solution, but for now that's how we'll be conducting. Okay, so uh, do it, and we'll be meeting in next session. If anyone is having any question, you can ask. Okay, any question, guys? Anyone? They can ask, and we'll be meeting in next session, I guess, on next weekend. But